guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So I thought I'd do a nice little embellishment thingy-majiggity today because I haven't done anything like this for a long time. And I'm going to be making some bookmarks. Now, we've all seen these and probably all made them, but I've got a little bit of a difference on mine because I've just got the dangle at the end and I've got a paper clip, a hidden paper clip at the top. Instead of having two of these either end, this way you can clip that to your page. This dangles out underneath and then you're not going to lose it because they do tend to fall out. And I love them. So I've just made a couple and I'm going to show you how simple it is to make. I've got a little charm on here. I've got a little box of bits and pieces. Now this is all off bits of jewellery and stuff. So I'm just using what I have in here. Look, I've even got sort of like a little lipstick in there, little hearts and things. And this is where this little butterfly came from. Must have been off something or other. A little bit of vintage lace and some of my scrap paper, and that just clips on to your page. So I've got one in vintage lace. This one I put 3 on there. I thought, oh, we'll have a little dingly dangly. If we're going to do a dingly dangly, let's have a few little dangles coming off. So we've got a flower, a key and a dragonfly on there, which is lovely. And then a nice little dainty one, little velvet one, and I've got a little cross, and it matches the perfect colour with our little bit of velvet ribbon, doesn't it? So let me just show you how it will work. So let's just put it, where should we put it? We'll put it on this page. So this is the little diddly one. Let's have one without the flap on it. Let's go into this one. Oh look, I've got lots on here. So what I'm going to do, you just clip that to your top of your page, wherever you want your paper clip to go. And these can obviously be made any length that you want to. So that will just clip on and it dangles out the bottom like that. So that's super simple. Pull that up and you've got it there. And you're not going to lose it. It's not going to fall out. And it's just going to sit there. So, oh, I just think they are lovely. And it's so nice because I haven't made anything like this for so long. So I've made a little gap here so they can just slide on like that. So it just slides on. And long enough so it dangles out to the bottom. So these are about 9 inches long. I believe I did mine. I'm just going to put them all onto here, look. Like that. Let's pop them all on. And then we've got the little dingly dangly one with lots of bits on because I thought that would be quite nice. Oh, let's just pop you on. Let's pop you on and then we will get straight into making them. But how lovely are those? And you can have sort of like lots of them hanging out, or you can just have one, but you can make them to go into any journal, so any style, can't you? I've purposely not put anything on them or not put anything on here because I want them to be flat. I want them to be, I don't want them to be lumpy bumpy. But what I did have, I've got these, which I did ages ago, and I've just sewn onto some velvet ribbon. And they are just beautiful. But how lovely would that be on there? These are too bumpy for me. I didn't want them to be so bumpy, but you could sort of like have a snippet roll. You could do a snippet roll just by sticking bits down. And oh, look at those. They would be so lovely. So look at that. Wouldn't that just be a lovely addition to your journals? But I think if you're going to do one like this, because I've got the lace right up into the top, so if you're going to embellish one, leave a spare bit at the top so you can pop that there, and this will be flat. So just use a little bit of ribbon at the top so you've got nothing that you've embellished, and then this bit won't be lumpy. But how beautiful is that? Oh, I love them. So yes, I will be doing some snippet rolls of these as well. Just sort of like flat. I've got so much spare fabric, so I think that will be another project that I'll probably do this week as well. But look at that, don't they look lovely? Love them. So let's show you how simple. You know the basics. I'm sure you know the basics of how to do it. I've got a lovely little bit of lacy ribbon here, which I thought I might use. And then I've also got a little bit of velvet. I've got another little bit of this one which I coloured. I've got this one which is that lovely sort of chiffon ribbon, which is just beautiful, so I might do one of those as well. So let's see how much time we've got. And then I'm just using my scrap paper to go on the top, and then these little, they're like little pinch clip things for, they make ribbon bracelets or something. I don't know, I'll link it all down underneath. I can't remember what they're called. So I'm going to take roughly 9 inches. Now again, if you're making smaller journals, then just make these smaller. So I'm going to do it about here, like that. I'm going to just chop this little end bit off. So what's that? 9 inches is about 23.5 centimetres. So roughly that. So we've just got a little piece like that. We're going to take one of these. This is a selection of different sizes. Oh look, that's perfect. What I'm going to do, I'm going to just get a little bit of glue. My gloopy glue. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the end, just so it stays put in our little clip. I know they've got little teeth on. These have little teeth on the end of these. Oopsie daisy. So, you know, you don't have to put glue on, but I like to sort of like add just a little bit of glue on there. And get a pair of pliers which are plain, or not plain, they're just flat ones, not with sort of like jaggedy grippy bits on, and then you won't sort of like make marks on your little clip. So these are the easiest things to use, because you just clip that on, squeeze that together, and then that is it. So most people put it on this end and this end, but then they tend to sort of like, you'll slip through your journal. So what I am going to do, I'm going to take that, I'm going to take a piece of scrap. That's a little bit too small. What we got in here, I could do with sort of a rosy bit or something. That will do. This piece will do. So I'm going to take a paper clip. Where's my paper clips? All sorts of different sizes. Now you've got paper clips, so any size will do, depending on what you want, but try not to get the ones which have got that little, oh, this, if you can see, I don't know whether you can see, but it's got like a little, this bit sort of turns up. You want them to be flat. So these sort of like gold ones are really good, because, you know, they go really flat. And where's the other one that I had? And this one doesn't. Can you see it just sort of like has that little lip on it? So that means it sort of like dents it a bit more. You want the nice flat ones. So we're going to get a little bit of paper. I've just got some coffee stain paper, but use scrap paper. And we're just going to make a little hidden paper clip. So let's just put that on here. This will go on, you know, like that, roughly. We need the length. Let's measure it on the paper clip. There we go. Like that. Measure that on there. I was just measuring, oopsie, the width of this. So again, you know, you can have it so you've got your sides out. I quite like it when there's not too much room either side. Leave a little bit of room, like that. And then this can go onto here, like that. I like to leave a little bit of room either side on here, just so I can cut it off, and it's nice and straight then down the side. So I'm going to cut this bit off, cut that down like that, and I'm going to stick the back on first. So I'm going to go round like this, and I'm going to get my glue and stick the back on. This has gone really, really sticky now. Was pretty sticky, but now it's gone really like sticky. It's all gooping out everywhere. So we're going to put that on like that and squeeze that down. Squeeze that down like that. Right, now we have that on, we can tidy these little ends up like that. Cut that down. Okay, so you want to do the back first and then leave the front, but normally I put like a little lip on it, so you can put it on your page nicely, but I normally do that on the front, but this one I'm going to do on the back. So before I stick the front down, I'm going to just lift that little bit up like that and just snip a little bit off like that. So can you see we've just got a little tiny snippy bit there, and then before I do anything else I'm going to just, will this fit in there? Yeah. Just round those little edges so it looks nice and tidy. And then a little bit of ink, like that. This is a good mass make, I think, and you can have all sorts of little different ones to go into journals, but I think they are so lovely, and it's quite nice because I haven't made, oopsie daisy, anything like this for ages. Right, let's take this. I think it goes round this way, and what we want to do, we're going to lift this bit up, and this is going to be stuck in there like that, and then this will be stuck onto that, so it's nice and jammed in there. We want it right in there so it doesn't come off, nice and secure. So let's put a little bit of that on there. Take this, whichever way, I think it's this way, like that, and we just squash that in, and we'll add a little extra bit of glue onto this bit, like that, and we have that one, and then we're just going to squash that down like that. And there we go. Leave that to dry, and then you've got that little lip bit to pop onto the top of your journal, and then you've got a really pretty little page marker. So what should we hang off the bottom? I've got all sorts of bits and pieces in here, but because this is sort of like quite sort of light, I've got lots of charms. That's what I mean. I've got dragonflies and fairies. Look at this beautiful dragonfly. But yeah, I should have actually, what I should have done, I should have put a silver one on there. I've got some silver ones in here, but I don't think it's long enough. I suppose I could have done it. This one looks longer. But I mean, I should have really put not quite big enough. I try and sort of like get the ones to match. What's that? Oh, a snowman. I can't really put a snowman on there. I think I've got some other antique brass ones, but I'm going to put a little dragonfly. Should we pop a little dragonfly on there? Look, I've got little owls, I've got little hearts, I've got these little turtles which I've never used. Look at that. Little funny, funky little turtles in here. Look, I've even got shoes. Oh, I do like little charms. What's that? Oh, that's a fish. It's a fish, but I think we'll have a nice little dragonfly. And then I've also got, so anything that you've made, any of your little dingly danglies, or you could just sort of like put beads and bits on. It depends on the style of journal that you're going to be popping it into, doesn't it? But it's just a lovely, quick little project, isn't it, to make. And we like a nice quick one on a Monday. Where's the end? Where's the end? There we go. Look, I've got glue all over myself. Nice little fun project to start the week off. So we want to go round this way. close that up like that. And then that's our little dingly dangly off there. So how quick? Nice and quick. Don't think I can fit another one on there, so I'll pop it on this page. That just sits on there and dangles off like that. So look at all those, don't they look lovely? Just so pretty. Right, I'm going to show you how I did the little one like this. So your imagination is the key to this. So whatever you've got, let's just take this off. You know, whatever you would like to do, but I do fancy doing the snippet ones. They would be lovely, wouldn't they? I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to do another 9. And then this time we want to double this one over because we don't want the back showing. We want to just have a nice velvet one all the way down. Snip that off like that. Oh, I've got my elastic band on my finger. Oh, can you hear those seagulls out there? They are huge. They're massive, our seagulls are here. And they come and sit on my little balcony here. They are, God, they're ginormous. There we go. Right, I'm going to just, I've got my, actually, God, can you hear them? It's going to melt the ends a little bit, like that. Put them together, squeeze this, and then open that up, and then we just want to glue all the way down there. Oh my gosh, I've just had this upside down. Oh. Wrong way round, guys. I had the wrong way round. I was telling Andy off the other day for putting it this way round, and I've just done the same. Must put my little jar. This is my little jar that I stand it up in. Oh, and it just takes so long to come down because it's so thick and gloopy now. I'm just going to put that in there. Just leave that for a second. And I'm going to look for something to dangle off the end. Now, if you've got like things like this that you want to dangle off, you know, it will come out obviously longer in your journal. So be aware of what you're going to dangle off the end. But these are quite pretty, aren't they? Do you like my little blingy bits? That's quite nice, isn't it? Is this a little bead? Maybe I'll have something like that hanging off. And I'm going to use, no, wrong one, a little one of these. So it's silver. I think that's going to be, oh gosh, it's a bit too small. Could do one with slightly bigger. Are they all the same size? I think so. Okay, we will still use that one, just a tiny bit small, but that's okay. So we've got our little bits there. Let's see if our glue is ready. I think so. There we go. So just put a bit of sort of Fabric-Tac or 3-in-1 and just go all the way down there. And then we can stick this together. Now again, you don't have to have it. You can stick something else on the back, but I quite like, you know, so it looks like a piece of velvet all the way through, like that. Just push that down nice and gently. There we go. Look at that. There we go. Such a pretty pink this is. And then we are going to add a tiny bit of glue to the end. Just a tiny bit on there. Just so we can make sure it stays on. Let's just pop that in there, like that. Push that in. And then just squeeze it shut. Just so it's a little clip on the end, and you've got the little loop at the end as well. So that means we can sort of hang something off it, which is pretty, isn't it? There we go. And I need a little silver jump ring, don't I? Don't think I've got any in there. There we go. This I've had for so long, and it's still going. You get thousands of little jump rings in here. If you've been with me for a while, you know I've had that forever. So I'm going to pop that through there, and then we're just going to pop our little dingly dangly bead on there. Where's my other pliers? There we go. And just wiggle those together. Look at that. That's lovely, isn't it? Oh, I kind of like this one. I like this one. Seems awfully long. It's very, very long, doesn't it? But it's not. It's about the same. I think it's probably because it's thin. It looks quite long. Right, what shall we put? So, great way as well for getting rid of your scrap paper. That rose is nice on there, isn't it? Or even this one. That's nice, actually, because this is just... Let's just take that off. That should be enough. Only needs to be thin. That's a nice colour as well, isn't it? That nice little sort of like a pinky orange. Let's take a piece of this. Another little paper clip. Now I'm sure you all know how to make a little hidden paper clip by now. But then if you're new, we're just going to put a little scrap piece of paper. You don't need coffee stain paper, just any scrap piece of paper that you've got. Oops. You can use just to put underneath, because you're not going to see it. So it doesn't matter whether it's paper that's been written on, it's an old grocery list or anything like that. Just use that because you can't see it. And then this is going to go over that. So we don't need it that long, do we? Let's have it like there. And then I can probably cut this down just a tiny bit. Let's just snip that a little bit off there. Put that on and glue. This is the back. We're starting from the back, so you want to glue the little back piece on like that. Put that in. Gosh, they've got lots to say today, those big seagulls. Right, that's stuck on the back, and now we can just trim this up nicely. So yeah, if you're new and you have not made anything yet, get yourself little scrappy bits of paper, and I'm sure you've probably got some paper clips in the house somewhere. If you've just been watching, if you're a watcher, get yourself some paper clips from somewhere, and then just make yourself a little hidden paper clip. I'm going to just take the back before I stick the front on, and just cut that down. So look, we've got that little lip in there. You don't have to round it with a little corner punch, you can just leave it. But I quite like the look of the rounded. I think it feels quite finished when you round them off. A little bit of ink. Now again, if you wanted to stick a flower or anything on there, the reason I'm not sticking it, like I said, I want them to be flat. So they're going to lie flat in there. like that. So this one's going to come out a little bit wider than the other ones, like that. So that just hangs down. Do you know, I might actually put a little bit of lace in there. Should we pop a little bit of lace in there? Can't say I don't have lace because I have got a ton of it. So look at that. I think that would look pretty in there. I think we could have a little bit of lace. I might actually do it either side. So I'll stick a little bit on there, behind it, and then another piece on the top, like that. Whoops, throw it away. Then I'm going to take this and put lots of glue on here. Which one should I put it on? This one. Like that, along the bottom. And then on the top as well. Take this, put that on there. Actually, I need a tiny bit of glue just along here, just to pop my lace. This one is a little bit thicker, so what I did with the other one, I actually held it together with my little clips. So I'm going to just stick that down. Give it a squash. A nice squash on there. Squash that down. Just take my clips. Just hold it, because we could sort of like almost sandwich it in there, like that. And that'll hold it down because we don't want it opening up. Not quite in the middle, I don't think, but that's okay. So there we got this one. I love it. Really does feel like it's a lot longer. I think it is because it's thinner. But how lovely is that? So I'm just going to leave that one for a second. Make sure that those are stuck on there. I'm going to go right down in there actually, because we don't want them popping out. Oh, I've got this. I'm going to put this to the side. I've got this lovely yellow. It's not ribbon, it's, I don't know what it is. I suppose you would call it ribbon, but it's like cotton. It's absolutely beautiful. And I thought, how lovely would that be in a lovely sort of like spring journal? It would look really nice, wouldn't it? Don't want to make too many too long, which it doesn't really matter, because if you wanted one of yours and you had a smaller journal, you can always cut this off and add another one and take the little dingly dangly off and move it up. Do you know what I mean? Or you could even sort of like, you know, pop a little kink in it or something, and make it shorter. So that's what I would probably do. Now I'm going to make another one of these. I don't know how long we've been. They're quite quick to make, aren't they? They are fun to do as well. This one is going to be quite light on here. Let's pick a little bit of paper for this one. Oh, look, another rosy bit. I do like my roses. That's nice, isn't it? Great little way to use up our scraps. Going to take my fabric scissors and just snip that straight. Measure roughly 9 inches. Inches here. There we go. This is, yeah, this is very delicate. This is very pretty. Now, let's see. one is probably one of my biggest ones. That would fit in there. What I think I might do, because this is quite thin, I'm going to just roll it up just a tiny bit. I don't mean sort of roll it up, but just sort of double it over. Pop a little bit of glue on there, I think, and just double that over. Oops. Just like that. And then I'm going to take this. I'm going to make sure, because this is quite so thin, that we want to make sure it doesn't come out, because these are good at gripping thicker fabrics. I'm going to take this, just push that in. It's stuck on my finger now. Stick it in with that glue. Give a little poke in there, like that. That looks pretty level, doesn't it? So basically we're just sort of sticking it right inside, like that. Let's get the glue off. Poke it in. And then, there's my pliers. Let's just hold on to that. I think I've got it a bit wonky. There we go. Squeeze that shut. So we know it's not going to come out because we've got a ton of glue in there. Like that. It's got they've got little teeth on that grip your fabric. I think they're for making sort of bracelets, aren't they? We're making little ribbon bracelets, which would look really pretty on there. But I got really very stupidly skinny wrists. So you'd only have a tiny little bit of bracelet on there, little fabric on there. Oh, I do like that. Look at that. So that's quite heavy on that little bit of fabric, so that'll hold it down in the journal. Let's have a little peek at this one. Let's hope I haven't stuck that bit down. Look at that, that's lovely. Isn't it? Look, it's a bit wobbly. Didn't quite get that one in the middle, but that's okay. Let's pop it on a page. There we go. I can see the page because I have a bookmark on there. There we go. And then, because they lie so flat. Look at that. Oh, I'm loving them. Oh, I do. I like a dingly dangly, guys. You know I like a dingly dangly. That's about the right width, isn't it? That's sort of actually a perfect width of this one. Let's get a little paper clip. Where's my paper clips? Another little goldy one. Now, shall I measure these for you so we know? They're about an inch, about 2.5 centimetres long. This piece of paper is a little bit too long, really. Let's pop that in. That in the middle. Let's move you over a little bit. The longest side. There we go. Bend that in half. So you only need a tiny bit of paper. You don't need anything too big. So if you had like a little leftover pretty piece of paper that you've been saving, you can make it into a nice little bookmark. Oh look, me and my glue. Go on, sit up there. Right, let's make some room. Shall pop this onto here. Like that. Where's my scissors now? snip that off. I think I'm going to have the biggest bit. I'm going to do it like that. That's the nice bit for the front, isn't it? That's pretty. So we shall stick that. Just make sure that your paper clip is in the middle of this bit. Pop some glue on. I really want to make a snippet roll now. So I want to do these with snippet rolls. So I think I might be making that on Wednesday. I think I might use up some of my scrappy bits, get a nice big pile and make some snippet rolls. Because they are just so pretty, aren't they? I haven't made one for a long time. Right. Let's just snip that down, tidy that little bit up. Okay, and then again just lift that up a little bit and chop that off. Oh my gosh, I've got glue everywhere. There we go, and then that's the back. There's my ink. Let's just round it off. Round those little bits off. See, I think it just finishes it off, doesn't it, with a little rounded edge. I do with a little bit more ink. Where's my ink? Oh, there it is. That way. Okay, I didn't ask you. Have you had a lovely weekend? I forgot to say, didn't I? Oh, I didn't. I forgot to ask you. I hope you did. I hope you had a lovely weekend. We did. We always have a nice quiet time. I wanted to have a barbecue, but we didn't really have time to have a barbecue this weekend. But we've got plenty of time in the summer to do that. Okay, so we only need a little bit of glue on here because this is very thin. So let's just pop that on here. Oh, you could make these so pretty, couldn't you? So guys, I hope I've given you an idea of attaching your little bookmark on there, your little dingly dangly mark. Squeeze that down. Simple. We like simple things, don't we? Makes life simple and quick. Right, what should we pop on the end of this one? I've got little fairies in here. Dragonflies. Look, I've got little, they're a bit heavy. I want a little one. It's a clock. Oh, we could have, it needs to be in proportion though, doesn't it? It's a little cherub. I think that's a bit too, do you think that's a bit too heavy? Here's a little bit. What's that one? Oh, we've got like a little cherub on there. Oh, I don't know. They're not quite. I do like the dragonflies though. I do like that. Did I put that big one on? I've already used the, did I use a big one of those? I've used a couple of dragonflies, but not a big one. I like that big one. But I also liked the pink. The little pink dingly dangly as well. And I have to make one to put these little funny little turtle on. Be nice for, I've got my, oh, I can't pick them up. My, what are they called? I can't remember what it's called now. My little sea life journals that I'm doing. I need to finish those off. What do you think? One of these? Oh, decisions. Decisions. Nice thing about these, you can change it, can't you? Look, I made a pair of earrings. Did I show you these? I think I probably showed you them. These are when I was making my little tea time journal. I've got little teapots on there. They're so cute, aren't they? There's the other one. I wonder where they're gone, actually. Aren't they lovely? Okay. What's that? Got a little... quite nice, isn't it? No, I'm going to go with the... After all that, I'm going to go in with my Dragonfly. I think it looks pretty. You could probably put a little beady bit in between. I've got something. Don't think I've got anything. Got these little ones. I think I could hang that off there as well. Oh, let's have a go. Let's have a go at doing two little things. So we need one of these and a smaller one. Take the bigger one, clip that on, put that on. Shall I put this on? Let's put a little jump ring on there. Or shall I, hang on a minute, let's take that off. I'm going to put this little jump ring, put that on there, close this up, and then take this, pop a little dragonfly on. And which way does this go? Goes that way, so this needs to go this way. Actually, this needs to go on there first. Gosh, decisions. And then this one needs to go on. And ta-da, look at that. So you've got a little bead and a little dragonfly. Oh, actually, it's quite a big dragonfly. Oh, I do like these. I think they are so pretty. Again, I suppose you could probably do a little bit of free motion stitching on these as well, couldn't you? And then it'll keep it quite flat. So everything needs to be quite flat on these, I think. So you haven't got a big thing on there. Let's see if I can put that on the page. There we go. Look, I've picked very similar colours in these, haven't I? So we've got those and we have these. Oh, I love them. And again, maybe you could intertwine a little bit of seam binding or ribbon if you've got a lacy bit like this through there. But close it up. These are the little bits that are holding the signatures in. But if you look at those, look at that. Don't they look so pretty? Really, really pretty on there. Loving them. So there we go, guys. A little page bookmark with a bit of a difference because we've got a little paper clip at the top. So I think they look absolutely gorgeous, and I will be putting them into my journals. I'm actually going to make a smaller one. Where's my other journal? See, this one I'm making, I might make a little one to go in here, you know. We could do with something like this, couldn't we? Oh, wouldn't that look nice dangling at the down? I like that little cross on there as well. Need to make that smaller. I'm going to make another one of these to go in here. I'm going to do that right now. I am going to do that right this minute. Let's just make an extra one. Oh look, I've got another purple one. It's a darker purple one, but it's purple. You can go back over there. Love this little one. This is the one that I started last week, I think. I've got bits of... What did I do with that other one? Is it over here? Here it is. Here it is. So this one, this is going to be probably the biggest one. Or probably about there. So you'd probably just sort of like eyeball it. Snip that off. Pop that back where it belongs. So this one is going to be, oh look, that's nearly 9. But then this one, oh look, it is, it's about the same size. But that looked a lot longer, doesn't it? How come that looks longer? I don't want it that long. I'm going to cut that down just a little bit more. That one. Too long. That's too long. There we go. So that's going to be more, that's more 8 inches. How come that one? I told you this one looked really long. That must have been, that's almost, I don't know, 9¼ inches. Thought that looked a little bit longer than the other one, but that's okay. Right, let's open this up. Let's glue this down like this. All the way down. Glue this together. Like I said before, you could glue 2 different colour ribbons together like this. This is quite nice because this is quite thick, so you're not going to see the glue coming through. So just be aware of, you know, sticking things together. You don't want to see the glue coming through the end. Through the ribbon. Just melt that, make sure it doesn't. What do you think? That's better, isn't it? So it dangles down. Oh, I'm going to like this one. Shall we have silver? And then we could have maybe a little fairy. What fairies have we got in here, did I see? Look, we've got this little one. She's holding a little heart. Oh gosh, I can't pick it up. I'm going to have a fairy and a little cross on this one. Look at that little tiny little fairy. So I'm going to have 2 hanging off this one. Is this big enough? Don't think. I wish I had some just in between. A little bit in betweeny one. Let's just see, maybe I'll have to put one of these on. That's the size I want. It's got a few more teeth on it. There we go. Put that one back in its box. This has a few more teeth. Oops. And I think it fits just that little bit better. Yes, it does, but I want this end. This is the cut end. Gonna have a couple of danglies on there because I would like a fairy on there because she's sort of like a little ballerina girl, isn't she? Pop you in like that. Where's my pliers? Got to take my car into the garage. Got to have a few bits and pieces done to it. So the trouble is the car, we've only got one car, and it's a little bit far away, but it's sort of in the middle of nowhere, the garage, and I have to leave it there. So obviously I have to get a Uber or something back, which is a bit of a nuisance. I hate not having a car. I love just to be independent and know that I can go anywhere at any time. I don't know whether you guys are like that, whether you drive or don't drive, but the thought of not having my car around is a bit, I don't know, I just get a bit sort of like I need to have it outside whether I use it or not. At least I know it's there. So it's just having a little bit of a TLC, just a bit of an inspection. New number plate at the front, and the headlights need to be cleaned, because where the car's parked, it's obviously, we are in Portugal and it's very, very sunny, and the headlights get very, very faded or go yellowy colour in the sun, so they need a good clean. I was talking to my son-in-law about it, because he's a mechanic, he's got his own garage in Spain, and I said, is there any way that I can clean them? Me or Andy probably, but he said it's probably easier to have the garage do it. So that's what we're going to do tomorrow. Hopefully they'll have time to do that, because I haven't told them yet. I haven't asked them if they can do it yet, but I'm sure they will be able to. So that's where the car's going. So that's an exciting day. What should we have? A little bit? We need a purpley one, don't we? We need a, not necessarily purpley, but we could do with another sort of, a sort of darker bit really. What we got in here? Little rummage through. We only need a little piece. I've got a little piece in here. What about that? Oh, that will do. That's because that's sort of rosy, a rosy bit. Oh, that's quite thin. That's probably even better, isn't it? Yes. Little scrappy bits. Let's pop you in. Let's get this. Let's get a paper clip. Okay, so I think you probably know the drill by now. Let's put that on there. Fit that on there so it goes in the middle. There's the long bit that will measure like that. Bend that over. Go this way. Little bit of glue on here, like that. So yes guys, you want me to make some snippet rolls? Do you think that's a good idea? Lost Mojo makes on Wednesday. We could do a few little snippet rolls, couldn't we? Or a little snippet. So, oh, maybe I'll do some paper ones and fabricy ones. Oh no, I just do paper. I'll just do fabricy ones. I won't do paper ones. So gather up your bits of paper, not your paper, your fabric scraps for Wednesday, and we'll make some nice simple little ones. Okay, that's the front. Lift that up, chop that little back piece off like that, close that up, and then we will, don't know whether that's going to fit in there, is it? Just about. Oops, didn't think it was. So you don't need a little punch, you can just round it off yourself like that. But again, if you're new, like I said before, you want these little things are really good. Little blending tool, some ink. If you're going to get an ink, just get one of these little distress inks, the Vintage Photo, because they are, it lasts for ages, and it's sort of like, it's the go-to ink. Although I have been using my frayed burlap, but I've gone back to my Vintage Photo now, for some reason. I don't know why, but I have. Right, I'm going to lift that up, pop lots of glue in here like that. Oh, I lay it down again, didn't I? Go on, in you go. There we go. Take this, put that on. Oops. Put that on. Open this up. There we go. Lovely. Those seagulls have gone very quiet now. There was lots to say earlier. Okay, I'm going to squish that down. I'm going to take these again because we really want these to, because it's only got a little bit either side, we really want them to sort of hold down like that so they stick together. There we go. Just for a little minute. Fabulous. Lovely, lovely. So give that a sec to harden up. Pop all these little bits away. I'm going to throw the scrappy bits in the bin, guys, because we don't need those. Let's pop this over here. Look at these. I love them. I love seeing all these little things hanging out the bottom. I just think they're so lovely. What should we do with this one? Look at that. Aren't they just lovely? I think this needs something else on it. I've got that caught under there. I think that, I don't know, but it's quite fine. Quite like it, but it will look better on a paper which is patterned, if you know what I mean. Do you know what I mean? So if you had something like that underneath, I think that would look a little bit better instead of just the plain. Do you know what I mean? They look better, don't they, with a little bit of coloured digital papers underneath. Actually look a lot better than just the plain. Here, look, let me just lift these up and you see it looks a little bit better, doesn't it? Oh, I do like them. I love them. Let's put you back on here like that. That sits on there. Let's take this off. Let's put you over there for a second. Do you think this is dry enough? I think that's pretty good. Make sure I haven't stuck that down. No. And then this. I can go onto one of these pages and dangle down. Look at that. That's going to be fabulous in this journal. Do you know, I quite like it at the front. I know it's a bookmark. Oops, can I get it off? I know it's a bookmark, but I kind of like it on the front page. On this one, where we can see it. Like that. Just over a bit. Oh, I'm liking these dangly paper clips. Oh my gosh. Can't get it off now. There we go. They're on there pretty tight. They work really well. Look at that. I'm actually quite liking that dangling down like that. I think that looks really nice. If you had this on the front, then you could put like a little flower or something on there, couldn't you? But if you have them in your journal, I think you need to have them sort of with no embellishments on them. But oh, love them. Okay guys, I'm going to leave it there. I've been nattering on for a little while. Let's take this off and put them on with the other page so we can see them all together. There we go. See, look, you can't see that on that one. I got some pink of this actually, so which is nice. So I'm just going to put them all on top of each other so you can see them. And there we go. So there we go guys, a nice little play today, making a little embellishment which I haven't done for a very long time, and I loved that. So thank you so much for joining me. Do have a lovely rest of the day, and thank you for joining me. take care, stay safe, and I will see you soon. All right, guys, bye-bye.